For background, those of you who have not met me before, my name is Brett Hilkeman. I'm the Central Regional Sales Manager in the US. And again, really appreciative about you making time for two exciting new products that we are launching officially today. And so that's really what we're going to spend our time on. Let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to cover today. As I mentioned, we're going to go over two products today, really split about equal time. The first is the Luna Pro, and more importantly, Luna Pro 3.5. For those of you familiar with Liteline, we do have already the Luna Pro 56. This is absolutely an expansion of capabilities, smaller aperture size, but really, again, a product that we're thrilled, even when we look out at a wider range, a really key product for our customers to add into the downloading portfolio. And then secondly, we've really, with changes to the linears, or what we kind of think of as tape program, we've really now, again, kind of remarketed that and are going to break that out really in three distinct ways. Again, we really think with the new products that we're adding into the linear/tape channel, plus just a real simplification and kind of cleanup of naming conventions, that's going to be a whole lot easier for you to, certainly speak to your customers about and then transact the sale in the end. So Luna Pro 3.5, what are we doing here? I think that's always an important part as to, when you start on a new product development, where are you trying to take it? Most importantly, and I will show this, I've got a visual matrix when we wrap up the Luna 3.5. And again, for those who are familiar with Liteline, I think we absolutely nailed it in terms of a blend or a link between what we needed between a Luna 4-inch and then kind of all the way up to the Genesis commercial. And so again, I think we'll show that, visually, but we really have with additional features, certainly the performance. This is a downlight that's going to be in that 550 to 2400 lumen range of output. Plus with this aperture, again, just something that's very needed by our customers. As mentioned, right now, just anecdotally, the 3 to 4 inch aperture space, as we know, that is absolutely hot. When you go in and you see, especially if it's driven by spec or design, it's an aperture that has a lot of application, wide range of ceiling heights. It is something that, again, you can easily have this accepted and approved down on an 8-foot ceiling height. But again, because of having that little bit wider face, we got that capability also of going up to a 15, maybe even 16-foot type mounting height as well, and still maintaining very reasonable spacing with that. And then more importantly, and I think to me, on the sales end of things, this is probably in making so many sales calls over the years, this is what I'm most excited about, that we're going to bring to this enhancement here with Luna Pro 3.5. This is true mechanical, it's a mechanical masterpiece. It is terrific industrial design, things that we have done with Trimless. And I'll show you this on an upcoming slide, but the fact that when you use a Trimless Luna 3.5, we have eliminated the little clips that are on the side of the light engine. The important piece there is it really lets a contractor work, number one, very quickly, but we have to remember the client who specifies a trimless ceiling and design is one who is very demanding on quality. And so this lets no fingerprints, easy access, and lets a completely finished product ceiling stay that way with no punch lists back for a painter, or for that matter, back for the electrical contractor. And then again, staying in that piece of, again, just great design. We also then, with this Trimless, really took the time to give the most demanding client the very small reveals, both in the mud shoulder and then the actual baffle edge that will sit on the ceiling. That is only 1/8 of an inch or 3 millimeters wide. So look forward to showing all those. Here just is an overview capability slide. I think this tells the story well. starting kind of from the top on down. Of course, rounds and squares are available equally as well, round and square trimless. Just again, to reinforce that, the 3.5-inch measurement, we are a 3.5-inch at the ceiling plane in both rounds, squares, and the trimless versions. So again, kind of just to enhance that or let you know, we really did get that detail right across the board, regardless of which infrastructure setup you're going with. Color temperature, 2 options for the light engine. One is a 5 CCT select, which you've known and loved for Liteline for a long time. Likewise, also did fully support the dim to warm. So a 3000K to 2000K dimming light engine. Yes, it is a different light engine. As it is today, obviously, and well, has been for a while, the dim to warm is a little less efficient. So again, a 20-watt version there is going to be about 1500 lumens max. That's really the maximum output that we're supporting dim to warm. It really goes along the way also of where we've just seen kind of the interest in that type of product. And then as we launch today, dim to warm is only in the trimmed version, not the trimless. Again, different light engines and things of that nature. Excuse me. Please talk to your Liteline representative. If you would have a large project, we're as opportunistic as it comes. We just need some runway to execute. But if a trimless dim to warm was needed, let's have an additional conversation. Last, just to round out this slide, the trim finishes now and baffle finishes. This is something now also to make it easier to sell Liteline. We've started to unify this across the board. These are the same finishes that have most recently been launched in SKYE with SKYE Select, and then also with Shade Mini. Likewise, though, in staying with that Luna name, these trim and baffle finishes also are in lockstep with the Luna Pro 56. So if you have to use the bigger brother, bigger sister type product to this, again, you've got unified pieces there in the trim and baffle finishes. Factory options for beam angles, there are 4 across the board as shown there in the lower left. And then last, just to mention, we really are supporting 6 discrete wattage outputs with the drivers as we get going. That's going to give you that range of 560 lumens, again, up to about 2400 lumens. And again, all those lumen charts will be on each of the spec sheets. The one that I included here in the presentation, this is actually from a square aperture product. Okay, and then really, 2 slides left on the Luna Pro here, but this just to slow down and take just a little bit of time, a lot of detail in one picture. As shown there, the mud-in ring that's on the left-hand side in the before plaster section, that is a plate that is all metal. It is about 7 1/4 by 7 1/4, both in the round and the square apertures. We do include it with a mud stopper from the factory. The idea there again is it does have a small shoulder to stop the mud, excuse me, from going into the fixture itself. And then more importantly, on the right-hand side, once you insert that trim from below and where that arrow has the word perfect on it, it is an aesthetically just really perfect and pleasing trim and finished product. So again, just wanted to show that. I think the last thing in terms of just application, I remember over the years really seeing these for the most part go on to matte white ceilings. Matte white is absolutely ruthless in terms of what it shows for fingerprints and spotting. So the idea here with that light engine going up and in, there will never be clips that have to be folded and squeezed through that aperture as it's loaded up into the ceiling. It really is as clean as the entire light engine going up and then making a little eighth of a rotation turn to lock into place. Contractors are going to love it, but more importantly, all tradespeople, as well as a final occupant, is going to love it. Last note about our baffle finishes, other than the actual specular trim, they are all a matte finish. So again, in keeping with that design, and keeping with popularity, and more importantly, what we really think most of the action will be is a white baffle on a very matte white ceiling, you're going to have a terrific match as well. And then last slide on the Luna, and kind of starting from the top down here, this really was a great internal work done by our team, just to think about both with all the requests that we get from the field from our customers, the voice of sales, but then most importantly, what can we scope and do in one comprehensive new product that really is a bridge, unlike anything that we've done before. And so shown there right in the middle with the Luna 3.5 Pro, that again, we knew we were going to support both shapes. Trimless, that is a check mark, not available even into the Genesis commercial line. Likewise, very simple, support both light engines. We definitely know that has action, and interest in that 2000 lumens and below for having dim to warm still. Baffle finishes already touched on that. Those match SKYE out on the far left. SKYE's companion, then that Shade Mini, which is real simply just a surface mount fixture. Those are matches. And then off to the right, baffle finishes again match with the Luna 56 Pro. Here, widest range of beam options until you would go up to Genesis. We are, of course, wet location listed. Fixture is fully plenum rated. So again, this design still stays with that Liteline hallmark of doing canless downlights. Not looking for someone to have to practice moving around big pieces of metal. Ratings, they are all there. So airtight, IC, and JA8. As it is, because of the different driver configurations, we are launching with this on the quick ship program, essentially considered quick ship 7-day program. And again, of course, reach out to your Liteline representative if you need us to go a little bit faster. But this is certainly a fully supported product. We know there's going to be a lot of action on it. And we want to do a good job for you. Last and super important to touch on, yes, this is a Luna product. Luna from Liteline means lifetime warranty, and that also, again, carries over here. So with Luna concluded, and then really, as I mentioned kind of at the setup, what are we doing different with the tape and channel program? Probably the biggest splash, as shown here on the screen, is going to be with our linear fixtures. So what is a linear fixture? Well, for Liteline, this is absolutely brand new. But really what we're taking is that feedback of everything we've heard, probably a little bit more from the contractor over the years, but we want to make it easy for a tape light based system to be installed and actually come from our factory facility ready for full installation. So as shown in that banner on the right hand side, what I highlighted there in blue, this is a terrific piece where you've got the flexibility in terms of spec and quoting to actually quote as short as an 8-inch fixture, as long as a 96-inch fixture. But Liteline really is pre-building this for field installation. Also included, obviously, in the kit, as shown on the right there, is going to be the appropriate size driver, the canopy kits if it's suspended. Really, it's all about choosing that look. You're choosing the light engine, which again is the tape light that's behind it. We make sure it's the right driver and include all the parts and pieces that you want. And then really the kind of the icing on the cake with this one is linear fixtures then will be specifiable in 4-inch increments. So just really want to stress that, that's a 4-inch increment granularity. Once it's in the field, it's not going to be field modifiable. They're not going to decide to just open it all up and field shorten it and do that. So it really is, the project, I guess, has to be concrete enough to know what dimensions are. But this product, in terms of doing tape light in a linear fixture, certainly easy to specify, terrifically contractor friendly. And more importantly, just think that this adds a really strong value to a company doing tape light properly. Last note on this slide before I click off and continue through, we're really now also simplifying our channels. So there's a channel called PEGA, and then there's a channel called VELA. Reason for that is the PEGA channel itself is a little bit taller, larger dimensionally. We will build both surface and suspended fixtures off of that. Likewise, then with that channel, we also will have different end caps and different lens options. So that's what's shown as you just simply have your eyes go down the page from a true full coverage lens. Focus lens is actually going to be it's actually going to not be as diffuse. That's actually going to have a little bit of a punch to it. The idea is that it's actually putting more light out below the fixture. And then last will be, again, just kind of that nice detail. Sometimes there's this idea that we want to have a lit edge or a little bit of a lit reveal. And so the square lensing will bring that to the PEGA line. VELA, real simply, that's just a name. We want everybody to slow down if you need to use these fixtures in a recessed version. VELA is a little bit smaller channel, but likewise, as I already covered, we will build that entire fixture complete and do it in a recessed version. That will be called VELA, and that's coming a little bit later, Q2, early Q3. Components. So the attraction of tape light has always been that if someone needs to build this, cut in field, figure it out, assemble it in the field, that is not going away. We are now going to take these channels, PEGA here, additional lens optioning if someone wants to, again, field/stick build it, to use a rough carpentry term. If you want to stick build it in the field, every bit of it is available here with PEGA. All the light engines, tape light products are available for this. And then lensing is shown below. Really the addition of a couple of things, including some regress lens options we haven't had before, as well as we're seeing more interest in a black lens. The idea of that is that, certainly in a daylit space, you turn off the fixtures, it kind of just blends in with architecture and with structure. So there's been a lot of interest in the black lensing as well. And so PEGA, the stick build kind of idea, this will be available. Again, you need more tools in the kit when you're going to stick build something. So reflector can be inserted, corners are available, and then also covers if you need to blind over part of the light or light output. Mounting accessories, again, keeping it easy. 6 different brackets are available, plus then a 7th assembly is the suspension kit. Again, all of that will be on the spec sheets, easy to order. And again, just make it maximum flexibility to get what you need for the ending outcome. The VELA channel itself, this again is recessed. I really just wanted to highlight the dimensions of that. So VELA channel, what's different about this is absolutely a flanged channel, as shown there in the dimensions. It's a tick over an inch big, outside edge to outside edge of the flange. For it being then, mortised or recessed into your architecture, a little less than 3/4 of an inch wide for the channel. And then to wrap up this area, components and tape. So what have we done here? Number one, a huge cleanup, a huge thanks from me, to our marketing group. And likewise, I think from everybody on this webinar. Now with tape light, we will simply refer to it as what is the outcome you're looking to get from it. So we have indoor rated tape that is just simply static white. We're no longer going to start, separating those in terms of performance. There will also be a tunable white tape. That again is indoor rated, as shown there in the center of the screen. And then last, ones that we had before that had some outdoor rating, some indoor rating, that sort of thing, is all going to become indoor and outdoor rated. And it is a full color tape. So it's full color plus tunable white. Those will be the 3 categories of tape light moving forward. And you, again, will see those likewise on updated spec sheets. Quick pause here. Let me just take a drink of water. Thanks for listening to me. Okay. In terms of products, tape light, here are the 4 categories then that are making it happen. Static tape, we're all familiar with that. 2 different lumen outputs available there. Brand new, and I'll show this more on the next slide, but we actually now have a COB, so kind of this continuous looking, no longer this diode type look, a warm dimming tape, that's brand new. Our white tuning tape, again, with a 2200 Kelvin to 6500 K white range, that's a single lumen level, and then 2 lumen levels again, output levels again, I should say, for full tunable white plus full color tape. So RGBTW is the naming convention that we typically use here. Quick overview on the warm dimming tape. Single output available there, so 350 lumens per foot, 1150 lumens per meter. The neat thing here with our engineers is this, out of all of our tapes, is our most field adjustable / field cuttable. This actually can be cut every 62 millimeters, about 2.5 inches is the rounding on that. And so the application slide really speaks well to that. When you think about doing a cove, bedroom type cove or any type of cove, you really want to eliminate, shadow as you go into the corners. And you also don't want to have this piece where you've got lights overlapping, and now you end up with, double brightness. So it's a perfect small granularity to have that 62 millimeter spec on being field cuttable, making the tape again have much more application when you come into corners and intersections. Last note on this, as shown, dry location only for this particular product. So drivers, and I think there's really two worlds that exist for Liteline and how we furnish you tape. But we do want to stress, if you have a tape light project and it's either going to be just a static color or this new dim to warm tape, we have all of the drivers so that you can control that then with what you'd have for just standard on-site controls, your normal controls, that sort of thing. So make it very easy for you and supply a whole range of drivers, both on a non-dimming side and then also on the dimming side as well. Other pieces, though, with this, on cloud, certainly for tape light, has been a huge piece for Liteline. So, I didn't mention it earlier, but just as a reinforcement, anytime you have our tunable white tape from Liteline or our full color tapes from Liteline, those are all made and designed with our on cloud system. So one of the things that's worked really, really well for our distributor customers, and really for that matter, all of Canada has done an amazing job with these kits. I just wanted to stress that with these additions, these tape kits that have become so popular are not going away, staying exactly with those as we've had it. And the tape kits also will continue and remain also for static white tape as well. The piece here that I just wanted to draw emphasis to and highlighted there on that fourth bullet point, all of our tape kits are an on-cloud kit. The idea is that within that box, it's got the properly sized driver, the adapter, all the little additional wiring pieces, jumpers, basically a few too many parts so that you can complete that installation, get it trimmed, get it set, for your customer. And again, with one trip into the field, one purchase, at your distributor, now it's just a very easy way to work with Liteline tape and make sure you got everything needed to complete that job, and then hang it again on that Wi-Fi system using on cloud and Wiz. And then last, some of the materials that'll be available for both of these products. Website updates are expected today, if not tomorrow. So that is that's coming. You'll see new landing pages for both of these. And again, just additional marketing material that our group will be putting out. Hand samples. So again, if there are some combinations or a combination you need of that Luna Pro 3.5, please talk to your representative about getting those hand samples. And then sales cases. And this is a neat little thing here on the right. Maria and Laura have been working on this. And it's that idea, again, to have a mix and match of channels, lenses, that sort of thing, so that, again, you can help, your end customer, you can help build that sale and show what's available for tape light options. So that's what I wanted to go through and discuss today. I'm going to put this here. I'm gonna head into my Q&A piece now. Let's see what we Okay, and thanks, group. I know there've been a couple of questions here. I'm going to hang out for just a second. So Hanny and Gil have already answered some of the questions in the chat. Great. So we just had some questions about channel. And so again, channels are 8 feet long, both in the PEGA and the VELA, with accessories, again, just to butt them up tight. Do you have accessories for the linear? Yes. Oh, Hanny, thanks. Great. It says pages are actually already live on our site. Spec sheets do include all the accessory listings. And then going back, thank you, Gil, for having us. Gil, Jay, this is a good question by you. Question just real simply was, what do we have then for dimming options with the Luna Pro 3.5? That would be the Triac ELV. Really, probably we'll see most of the action there. But again, also 0 to 10 volt is supported, as well as Dolly, Lutron DMX, and there also will be an output driver if someone wants to hang it even on the Lutron Athena node. That capability will be there as well. So terrific. I'll give it, let me check one more thing here, but I think we're at the conclusion of our webinar. I don't see any other questions coming in. Group, thanks for hanging with me. One more question here. Let me just see here. What's the finish for the baffle in the Luna 3.5 that were on the first couple of slides? Oh, got it, for black trims. So everything with Luna 3.5, this is a really good question, Ozzy, thanks. Every finish for the Luna 3.5 is a matte finish. So even the black is a matte finish. The only specular is really that specular shiny silvery metal, as shown accurately, but everything else is a matte finish. So thank you very much for that. Last wrap that I'll have is thanks for hanging with a guy with a sinus infection. Sorry about the cracking, kind of squeaky voice. Again, hopefully this is very, very helpful in terms of getting, a fast launch on these 2 new products that we're very excited about. Appreciate your time today. Thank you all. Questions are answered. I will end the webinar. Thank you, Liteline team. Wish everyone a very good day. Thanks for attending.